Good evening and welcome to Ville News. I'm Kyle Wagner alongside Xavier Goodall, here to give you the latest local, state, and national headlines.
Coming up, we have updates on a deadly Easter Sunday shooting in Tennessee and a highway collapse in California. Stay tuned because Ville News starts now.
Sunday, a shooting took place at a restaurant in Nashville, Tennessee. According to the Metro Nashville Police Department, the shooting stemmed from two men having an argument at the Roasted Salem Town restaurant. A gun was pulled out by one of the men, identified as Anton Rucker, age 46. Multiple shots were fired before Rucker fled the scene. 33-year-old Alan Beecham, the other man involved in the argument, was fatally wounded and killed. 7 others suffered non-fatal injuries, with one suffering a graze wound and a pregnant woman taken to the hospital due to a panic attack. Police are requesting the public's assistance in locating and apprehending Rucker and are working to determine what sparked the argument and subsequent incident.
As heavy rains fell on Saturday, a section of Highway 1, a scenic route in California, collapsed. The collapse and following shutdown had occurred because of a slip out in the section of Highway 1. The section of the roadway affected was from Palo, Colorado to Limekiln and left approximately 1,600 people stranded. Those affected by the shutdown included both visitors and locals. Emergency convoys were then conducted to help transport travelers around the road slip on Highway 1. Crews are working to repair and stabilize the section of Highway 1, and convoys around the area will be conducted periodically. Authorities are encouraging travelers to stay away from the section of Highway 1 as crews work to stabilize the area and create a permanent solution to prevent a weather-related road slip from happening again.
When we get back, updates on Pennsylvania's new official state candy and a Dauphin County apartment fire. Ville News will be right back.
What does MUTV mean to you?
MUTV is such a welcoming and fun organization.
It means getting to know a lot of people.
MUTV is a place where I can network.
MUTV means opportunity.
MUTV is something very special to me.
Lawmakers in Pennsylvania have passed a bill to make Hershey's Kisses the official state candy. State representatives renewed the bill following years of attempts. The concept behind making the Kisses state candy began as a Bucks County students project that was presented to lawmakers. Pennsylvania Republican Thomas Mahaffey and Democrat Patty Kim were in favor of the bill, saying the Kiss is, quote, recognizable worldwide and strengthens the region's economy in unparalleled ways, end quote. However, not all members of the House supported the bill. Republican Paul Schemmel voted not in favor and said, quote, today we're being asked to put our thumb on the scale as a state government and select just one company to get the honor of being the state candy. That's not fair or appropriate. Glory be to all candies in Pennsylvania, end quote. The bill now heads for the state Senate for approval.
On Saturday night, March 30th, Dauphin County fire crews were called to the 1800 block of Gramercy Place for a structure fire. The firefighters were faced with heavy flames and smokes from the tops of the Dairy Township building. According to David Sassaman, PIO for the Hershey Volunteer Fire Department, said that 4 apartments were involved. 2 of the apartments were completely gone, and the other 2 had smoke and water damage. While the fire had displaced 6 people, no injuries were reported, according to Sassaman. He also added that working smoke detectors alerted residents living on the first floor, who contacted the fire department. Sassaman said that the firewalls were in place, helped contain the fire. The PIO had a damage estimate of $700,000, and the cause of the fire remains under investigation.
When we get back, we'll have updates on the annual Easter egg roll and Lancaster Community Clothing Drive. Ville News will be right back. Lancaster County Farm provided eggs for the annual White House Easter egg roll. Sauter's Eggs of Lids is one of only 2 farms providing more than 64,000 eggs used for different Easter activities, such as egg hunting, decoration, food, and of course the iconic egg roll. Sauter's Eggs was established in the 1930s when Frank Sauter started selling produce in Philadelphia. The company now sells an approximate 1.5 billion eggs annually. The White House egg roll dates back to 1878 when President Rutherford B. Hayes opened up the White House lawn to children after they were kicked off the grounds of the U.S. Capitol. Guests include thousands of military veterans, their families, and caregivers. Members of the general public claimed tickets through an online lottery. They were admitted in time waves between 7 a.m. through 7 p.m. The event brought in over 40,000 guests.
As April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month, the YWCA is hosting a clothing drive throughout the month of April. The clothing drive, being named the Comfort and Clothing Drive, is an event where people in Lancaster community can donate new clothing items to sexual assault survivors, whose clothes may be currently collected as evidence for instances of sexual assault. The YWCA is an organization that is, quote, dedicated to eliminating racism, empowering women, and promoting peace, justice, freedom, and dignity for all, end quote. Donations can be dropped off at their office on North Lime Street in downtown Lancaster anytime from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. 7 days a week. For more information about the YWCA, visit their website at www.ywcalancastr.org.
All we have this week for Ville News. Thanks for watching, and make sure to tune in next week for the latest local, state, and national headlines.